Hey y'all, welcome. Do you like double exposure photography? I really do. I've even done it a little bit with still photography on film in the past. But did you know that you can do it on video with any editing software? Let's get into it. But quickly, if you're new here, then welcome. My name is Adrienne. I make tutorials on video editing, and I have some free extra tips that are linked in the description box down below. You can see that I have Premiere open and my project ready to go. I am going to be demoing this technique using Premiere Pro, but you can do this regardless of what editing software you use. I've decided, just for mixing things up a little bit, that I'm going to do this in the vertical editing space. So that's what I have open. On track number 2 in the timeline, I have a man walking in front of this bright white wall holding a cell phone, and then I'll make him invisible. And you can see underneath, I have just a still image of a beach at maybe sunrise. The first thing that I'm going to do is color correct this guy. I like, when I'm doing double exposure in video, I like for the colors to be opposite, warm and cool, saturated and desaturated, because it just makes the double exposure effect pop a little bit more. Let's open up Lumetri Color. I have the man selected. Usually I would go into auto and see what it does for me and then correct from there. But I'm looking for more of a stylized look, so I'm going to do something pretty simple, but we don't need auto correction in order to make it look more realistic. Let's go down to temperature, a slider I almost never touch. And I'm going to make this guy more blue. So we're just going to go a little bit further. I am then going to go down to saturation. I want to desaturate him to about 50. I'm going to bring up the whites, make that white wall really pop. And then he has some dark hair, dark beard. The back of the cell phone is dark, so I want to bring up those blacks just a little bit. Okay, now let's make track number 2, this guy, invisible, and let's just work on the still image of this beach. I'm going to go over to Effect Controls. The first thing I'm going to do is just scale this up so that it covers the whole frame. I'm going to change the position because I really want those vibrant colors to be most of what we see in the double exposure. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. I am not so interested in the blue part of the sky. We have so much blue in the footage of the man walking. I want the pinks and the yellows to be more present. I'm going to scale this up even further and then reposition. That looks good. Now let's go over to Lumetri Color. Again, I'm going to go for a more stylized look, something very simple for this tutorial, so I'm not going to use that auto button. I'm going to go down to temperature and warm it up just a little. I'm going to go to tint. I want those pinks to pop. I'm going to up the saturation. I'm going to up the contrast. Woo, look how vibrant that is. All right. We're going to come back down to the timeline and let's see the guy. So now the question is, how do we make this actually a double exposure? How do you see through this guy? Go up to Effect Controls, make sure he is selected on your timeline, and then go up to Effect Controls. Head down to Opacity, and you'll see here Blend Mode. Open up this drop-down menu and find Screen, and select that. And there he is. And that's it. It really is that simple and straightforward. This is a very good example of a technique that looks super cool and is highly customizable to your taste, your preferences, the tone or the vibe of whatever project it is that you're doing, but is actually so simple. It's like deceptively simple, I think. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Leave a comment below with any other deceptively simple editing techniques that you have that you'd like to use. Share it with all of us, please, and I'll see you in the next one.